Surprise, surprise, surprise! What's up, everybody? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And today, I am going to tell you what I thought of Star Wars Theory's Vader, Shards of the Past film. I'm just gonna jump right into it, guys. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Somebody in my comment section brought it up. They asked me to check it out. And part 1, I believe it is out. And this man is taking the Star Wars world by storm. And I have to say, I thoroughly, thoroughly appreciate it. Now, you know, what's really, really cool about this is that I've always said that I wanted to see a little bit more of the Vader from 2 times in his life. And one of them would be right after Anakin became Darth Vader, because I always felt at the end of the prequel trilogy that it seemed just a little bit clunky how he goes from Anakin Skywalker's, you know, he falls from grace and, you know, he's all like mutilated and burnt up and he's yelling at Obi-Wan, "I hate you!" And he's so undisciplined and just raw rage. And then the next time you see him, he's having the helmet put on him, and he's now Darth Vader. So he goes from Anakin to Darth Vader, and there never really seemed to be like a bridge between the two. So there was always a disconnect for me, because it seemed like one minute you're Hayden Christensen's Anakin, and the next minute you're James Earl Jones' Darth Vader. But I never saw the connection between them. You know what I mean? It always felt like there was something missing. So I like the fact that he's exploring, Star Wars Theory is exploring this part in Anakin, Darth Vader's time in his life, where you see the transition, you know. So it's like there's more of a conflict. There's more unfinished business that had to be seen, you know, that you have between Darth Vader or Anakin and the Emperor, you know. So it's like, I never understood why Anakin would just fall to the Emperor's side so easily, even though, yes, he did some unspeakable crimes. He killed the younglings, he turned on the Jedi Order and everything like that. But to me, there always should have been a little bit of conflict, a little bit of looking back, perhaps. You know, so I love the title Shards of the Past, because, you know, they stab you, they sting, you know what I mean? And this really does help me to bridge that, you know, because believe it or not, I would say the way that you have Kylo Ren, you know, in the new, oh gosh, it hurts me to say it, but the new Star Wars sequel trilogy is, there's something there that I always felt could have been used in the prequels in terms of the lack of discipline, you know, because Anakin, he was very, very passionate. He had this fiery, you know, thing inside of him, you know. So he went from that to just being the disciplined and the refined Darth Vader, a monster for sure. But there wasn't much of that Anakin left. So, and I know it's supposed to be that Anakin was figuratively killed in order for Darth Vader to live, even though they were the same person. But still, there had to be that transition. So I do appreciate the fact that Star Wars Theory is showing us that transition, where he is looking back and he is reminiscing, you know, about his lost love, you know, the things that he had done, what was to be his relationship going forward with the Emperor. Great, you know, it was great. Production-wise, of course, it's not seamless. You know, I think it was supposed to be the throne room. The throne room looks a little bit rough there, man, but at the same time, he did a shit ton better than I ever could have. And I know the whole production cost money, because what he did right far exceeded anything that he could have done wrong. And to me, he didn't do anything wrong. It's just a matter of, you know, where the money was allocated and things like that. So when you saw the throne room, I was like, okay, yeah, it looks a little, you know, you can tell, you know, you're getting into the fan film territory here. But I really want to give this the feature film treatment, because I do feel like there's passion. There's so much more passion with this production than you will ever see in fucking Rian Johnson's garbage, you know, that he came up with. Disney, you should be ashamed. Once again, Star Wars Theory is the latest man who's proving, the latest Star Wars fan, the latest person who's proving that if you want to have the job done right, you give it to someone who loves Star Wars, who truly loves Star Wars. All Rian Johnson did, he reminded me of that kid who says, I know what you want, but I'm not going to give it to you because it's mine. I have the power, and I'm going to keep it from you. So there. Now, Star Wars Theory, that's vision. You know what I'm saying? That's courage. That's somebody who is a leader, who's striking out in the forefront, who's saying, this is my vision. This is the direction that I want to go in. This is what I always wanted to see, so this is the direction that I'm going to move in. And Star Wars fans, those who love Star Wars, can't help but feel his passion. So it's like you see what he's doing, and you have to respect it, man. You have to love it. It's like I know that I told one of my co-workers a long time ago, who's also a Star Wars lover, it's like I always had envisioned this scene where a Jedi or a Force user would wield a lightsaber with the Force, you know, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4, kind of like General Grievous, but they don't actually hold it physically. It's all Force. In other words, if you have like an army coming against you, could there conceivably be a Jedi or a Sith powerful enough to pick up 50 lightsabers, for example, and fight off a small group of, you know, of people who are coming at you, an enemy force? And I remember at the time, my coworker said, no, that's overkill. That's just too much. And when I saw what he did with this, I believe there's a scene where Darth Vader is, I don't know if he's force choking someone or he holds up the red guard. That was so funny when he uses the red guard and he puts him up to block the Emperor's lightning attack. But he uses the Force to ignite the lightsaber and hold the Emperor at bay. You know, so I kind of feel vindicated, man, because it is possible. It can be done. And then he also stops the blasters, you know, with the Force also. Because, you know, Anakin, he was always supposed to be so freaking ultra powerful. Unfortunately, because of his injuries, he could never be the Force user that he could have been, that he had the potential to be. So, you know, so seeing that really made me happy, you know. And then whoever they had playing Padme, I thought was great. You know, I mean, he was so conscientious about his casting because she did actually resemble, you know, what's her name, you know, who played Padme, Natalie Portman. I'm always so bad with names, man, I tell you. But, yeah, and then, of course, who they had playing young Anakin, you know, the child they had playing him, that was great. What else? Darth Vader, the voice was spot on. It was perfect. His stature was perfect. And, you know, I just look forward to what comes after this. I look forward to his vision and all of the ideas that he might have, because once again, these are things that I've also, and I think most of us fans, have kind of rolled around in our minds forever. You know, this period right here, what it must have been like. And of course, what was it also? I remember after Rogue One, when Darth Vader stole the show at the end of Rogue One, I remember saying to my friends, that's the Darth Vader that I want. That's what I want to see. I want to see more of that, because when we met him in A New Hope, he was like right on the tail end of being a beast, a monster and everything. You know, unfeeling, he was a bad guy, he was a classic villain. By The Empire Strikes Back, we began to see that he was a little bit conflicted, you know, so he wasn't like full-on evil, you know. We saw that there was something inside of him. And of course, by Return of the Jedi, he was well on his way to turning back, you know. But I wanted to see the conflict that bridged Anakin Skywalker with Darth Vader. I want to see that time. And then I want to see him at the height of his beastness, you know, of his animalness. I want to see him be a full monster. So, you know, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing this. You know, Vader, when you name your series Vader, you better be coming with it, man. And while you're at it, Star Wars Theory, I don't know what you have on the agenda, but I would like to know how Darth Vader, or when Darth Vader discovered that his son was alive. You know, because I think there might have been an assumption that maybe the baby died with Padme, but I'm kind of wondering, when exactly did he know? Because of course Luke was going by the name Luke Skywalker, you know what I mean? So when exactly did he know that Luke was his son, and why wouldn't he have sensed that Leia was his daughter? Like, these things can be explained, they can be filled in if we brainstorm it enough. I think so. And of course, guys, I haven't read all the novels, so if it has been explained, please forgive me. I wouldn't know. In the novels, that is. But I'd like to know that, because clearly in A New Hope, we see that Darth Vader is aware of Leia. He knows her. They have, it seems like they have had interactions. So I'm just wondering why he never sensed, because of course we came to find out that Leia is or was force sensitive. You know, so why wouldn't he have been able to sense or search his feelings and have this connection with Leia, knowing that she is the daughter of Padme? You know, so I would like to see some attempt at an explanation on that, but I don't want to put too much on you. I just want you to know that I truly, truly appreciate what you did. Star Wars Theory, you are the fucking man. It felt so good. It felt so good to feel the passion of another Star Wars enthusiast who has the means and who has allowed himself this work of passion. So I'd rather call your film a feature film and call Rian Johnson's film, Rian Johnson's film is not even a fan film. It's just fucking trash. It's just shit, you know? So listen, Star Wars Theory, I'm looking forward to what you do next. I really, really enjoyed it, man. And on behalf of Star Wars lovers and Star Wars fans everywhere, this is a really good, exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, because these days there's so much coming at us, and we have to take a stand for what it is that we love so much. So this is kind of a defining moment, a defining time for Star Wars fans everywhere. So I applaud you, my friend, and I applaud everyone else out there who's doing what they need to do, you know, to keep this thing going, to keep the love going between all of us, and to reach out. And it's a really exciting time. So Star Wars Theory, I applaud you. And by the way, I want to shout out everybody who likes, shares, and subscribes on the channel, and comments, of course. And one of my commenters was, he was speculating as to what's underneath the hats that I wear here. He was saying, was it a Bearded Bajoran, I think it was? What's up, bro? B squared, what up in the hells? He wanted to know if they could get a hair reveal. There is no hair reveal, okay? It is what it is, my friend. Milk Dud Head in the house. And while I'm doing this, I would like to say to you, Star Wars Theory, if you're ever looking to cast a Mace Windu, because someone speculated that I am a Cisco. No, I'm a Windu. And I would like to say, he's got the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to live, or too powerful to live. Okay, maybe I can't do it. But anyway, guys, Windu, what up? But yeah, so guys, like I said, Star Wars Theory. I'm going to leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. This man is up in the millions. He doesn't need me to tell you, but do it anyway. And tell him the gospel sent you. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.